Good evening, sir. My name is Ririk Sumardi Siotang. So I want to describe about meeting 13 about phonology. So this is my mind mapping about phonology. I'm sorry because my front camera is broken, sir. So intonation is the music of the language. A third question can be asked with a rising intonation where the pitch goes up. This might be a genuine question to which you don't know the answer. John, still on holiday? Said with a rising pitch means it's a question which needs answering. If it's said without a rising intonation, it's information that you already know and you may just need confirmation. Intonation can also show emotion like surprise and etc. The function of intonation. All vocal language use pitch pragmatically in intonation. For instance, for emphasis, to convey surprise or irony, or to pose a question. Tonal language such as Chinese and Hausa use intonation in addition to use pitch for distinguishing words. Well, list is given below. The example are these. Attitudinal function for expressing emotion and attitudes. Example: a fall from a high pitch on the morsel level of good morning suggests more excitement than a fall from a low pitch. Number 2, grammatical function to identify grammatical structure. Example: it's claimed that in English a falling pitch movement is associated with a statement, but a rising pitch turns a statement into a yes/no question. As in "he's going home," this used information is more typical of American English than of British. It's claimed that some languages like Chickasaw and Kalesut have the opposite pattern from English. Focusing to show that information in the utterance is new and what is already known. For example, in English, I saw a man in the garden. Answer: whom did you see, or what happened? What, I saw a man in the garden. Answer: did you hear a man in the garden? Number 4, the source function to show how clauses and a sentence go together in spoken discourse. Example: subordinate clauses often have lower pitch, faster tempo, and a lower pitch range than their main clause, as in the case of the measure in parentheses in the red planet, as it known, is furthest from the sun. Psychological function to organize pitch into units that are easy to perceive, memorize, and perform. Example: the utterance you can have it in the red, blue, garden, yellow, or black is more difficult to understand and remember than the same utterance divided into tone units as in you can have it in red, blue, green, yellow, or black. Identical function to act as a marker of personal or social identity. Example: group membership can be indicated by the use intonation patterns adapted specifically by the group, such as street vendors or preachers. The so-called high rising terminal, where a statement ends with a high rising pitch movement, is said to be typical of younger speakers of English, and possibly to be more widely found among young female speakers. It's known whether such a list would apply to other languages without alteration. Rising intonation describe how the voice rises at the end of the sentence. Rising intonation is common in yes/no question. Example: is that the new doctor? Are you thirsty? Falling intonation. Falling intonation describes how the voice falls on the final stress high level of a phrase of a group words. A falling intonation is a very common with WH question like where, when, who, what. Where the nearest post of voice? What time does the film finish? We also use falling intonation when we say something definite or when we want to be very clear about something. I think we are completely I think we are completely lost. Okay, here's the magazine you want. So this is my final about my final task about intonation. I'm sorry if I have mistakes, sir, because I'm not to understand about our simple before. Thank you.